No, no coffee right now.
Hey guys, welcome back. Just keeping it real. Anyway, welcome guys again. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to us. I just love Delancey. We always giggle right before. Um, okay. So today we were talking about this, and I don't know that this is something that we've really kind of pinpointed. I mean, everybody knows that we love adoption and that we appreciate what it's done for us in our lives. But today we kind of wanted to express those reasons of why we feel that way and why we love it so much. We like to pick out kind of harder topics and kind of discuss those and kind of combat it with like the joyous parts of it. But I'm like, I don't think we've ever really just like sat down and say why we love it and the joy that it's
Mhm.
brought us. So we're going to talk about that today. So yeah, do you want to go first or do you want me to?
First, I mean, I can go first. It's like, so are we picking like just one reason to start, like why we love it?
No, because I mean, you can start with that, but it honestly will
Oh yeah, no,
blossom into more. Yeah, yeah,
it'll
yeah,
grow.
because it does. Yeah,
Whole
yeah.
thing always does every time. I think I don't know. I think there's always been something that the reason why I love it so much is because I've always felt that there's something so cool to be said about having four people choose life for you.
I love that.
How cool is
No,
that? Like there are four beings, four
yeah.
human beings. Whatever their reasoning is, whatever their logic is, like whatever the story is, doesn't matter. But you are on this earth with air in your lungs and your heart is beating because there are four human beings that said, "Yes, God, I'm going to give this person life.
Yes,
And
I
I'm going to
love
do whatever I
that.
can for that life." Now, by giving them life, I mean like biologically give them life. And then the adopted side saying, "Yes, we're going to bring you into our family and give you, you know, life."
Yeah.
Like, we gave you the life, and this other family is going to teach you how to live it. That's the way I've always explained it. Like, I was given life by my biologicals, but my parents taught me how to live it.
I love
And
that.
that's why I love it so much. Like, how cool is that? Like, you have
Yeah.
like you're chosen. Like, you are chosen by four people
Yeah. Yeah.
to be 2 feet on the ground.
That's so true. That's so
It's just so
awesome.
cool. Like,
No.
just warm fuzzies. Warm fuzzies.
No, I love that so much. No. And I've never thought of it that way. So this is like why I love doing it because I've never thought of it that way. And I love it so much. Anything else you want to add on, or do you want me to like
You can go ahead.
um
I know I talk too much sometimes.
stop it. I think my most favorite thing is seeing the life that I have because I know things could be different. It doesn't mean they're a bad different from what I
Mhm.
like know, but I love that, like, and I know this is going to piss some people off, and I don't really care,
Oh, for sure.
that God felt that I needed to come to my mom and dad and gave them that impression so I could have the life that I have. And I'm forever grateful
Mhm.
for that. And it's taken me a while to understand, like, and build that relationship with God and know that He really genuinely
Yeah.
wanted this for me. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to be like, God shouldn't be, God didn't want this. God didn't, blah, blah, blah. And it really pisses me off because it's like, why do you want to look at it that way?
Dang.
Like, why do you want to look at it that way? Like, for
But
me,
like you
I'm
do.
just great. Yeah. Like, that's one of the biggest things. I'm forever grateful that God thought that I needed to be where I'm at because just the, just the love and everything that I can feel
Mhm.
when I talk about it, like, and seeing things and the love from my parents and the love from it's just, I don't know. And I know, so we always acknowledge the hard. I know not every situation's like this, but like I think it's 100% okay for us to speak this way because it's 100%
Mhm.
okay for people to speak super
Mhm.
nasty ass about things. You know what I mean? So,
That part.
yeah.
That part. Someone just because somebody has a bad experience, it shouldn't steal. We shouldn't be silenced.
Yes. And I feel like that's how it is because they want their thing to be like, "Whoo, well, you like adoption? Well, here, let me
Mhm.
combat on why you should have adoption trauma. You should have adoption fog. Families are being ripped apart." Like, and
So
like
stupid.
people are valid in their feelings, but sometimes it makes me feel really gross. It makes me feel
Right.
really yucky when I read those kinds of things because it just, more than anything, it just breaks my heart. It doesn't make
Well,
me
it's
like, it
like
just makes me sad.
because what that just it just
Yeah.
doesn't help anything to like
Yeah.
spread the yucky. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that
No.
doesn't change anything.
No.
Like, why should, because somebody's having a, like, they're having, because they're having maybe a lot of bad days,
Yeah.
they're letting their bad days turn into a bad life. That's their
Right.
choice. And they
Right.
shouldn't try to steal your joy and tell you, like, no, you're wrong for being
Yeah.
happy. Like, how dare you say it's so stupid.
Well,
That's just so stupid to me.
no, I
Like, it's
agree.
stupid.
Because
It's stupid.
families can be made any way. I'm sorry, but you could be born into your own biological family and years down the road not talk to them anymore and have some other
Mm-hmm.
family kind of quote unquote take you in and like, adopt you into their family and then you're a part of
Mm-hmm.
that family and like the rest of your life you do all those things with that. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
dynamics can be so different. And it's like just because it's labeled with adoption, people are like, "Ugh," and it's like, no, I love it because I love that it can help families grow. And when
Right.
people are like, well, it's not my responsibility to help your family grow. Oh, that one irritates the hell out of me. Well, yeah, I know I got
What?
pregnant.
Whoa.
Yeah, I found something on that just last night.
Reverse and
Hang
pause
on,
on that.
share that with you. Hang on, let me hurry and find it. It was somebody shared a post. It was a birth mom and it did break my heart, but I'm like, wow. Yeah, yeah. Hang on, because she gave her kid up for adoption. Hang on, let me see if I can find it.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. So I'm fully understanding why you're looking this up. This is a biological mother who placed her kid for adoption, and then now she's mad about it.
So yeah, she says, sit down with me today as we talk about my pregnancy versus your desire. That like threw me the very first line. I was like,
Then why
what?
did she? Then why did she place her kid in adoption?
Let me see, but it's
I guess
something
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Like, if
adoption is unnatural. For families to look outside of themselves to grow their family, for families to separate themselves in crisis, for babies to be born in situations that they didn't choose, it is unnatural. However, it exists. It can be beautiful. With that being said, my pregnancy did not come to me so that you could fulfill your dreams of parenthood, to answer prayers, to fill a crib, to serve as a hero in your story, to be the family that you always knew you were called to have. Okay, go ahead. I wanted to finish that paragraph, but go ahead.
I know that's why I held my hand.
If
I was
you're
like, that
not
was
looking at the YouTube
no,
channel, I
I
wish you could see
was
Delancey's face.
letting you finish because so she made the conscious choice to place her child in adoption, and now she's talking about how adoption's unnatural, but yet she did it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand this logic here. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, I've never been a biological mother, so I can't speak from sympathy, but I can empathize that she probably has a lot of grief that she needs to work out. I get it.
Yes. Yes.
I understand that. There is something that probably does feel a little unnatural to have the thing the thing that sounds so terrible. Please nobody come for me for saying that baby was a thing. For carrying a baby for 9 months and then saying, I am not going to be the one to teach this baby how to live and how to grow up and everything like that. I'm going to hand my baby to somebody else who's more equipped. But now was okay. Was this on
There's
Instagram?
yeah,
Was this on Instagram?
it's a big
There we
thing. I'll
go.
send it to
There
you.
we go. No, I'm good. I appreciate that. I'm good. I have an issue with people making choices and then capitalizing them for likes and clicks on social media. Like,
And it is.
and the thing is though, it's not that they're sharing their story. They're making it a volatile intrusion of their personal opinion that may not even be their personal opinion. This may have been formed by somebody else telling them they did the wrong thing and how you shouldn't have been a hero in somebody else's story. And they originally felt that, yes, this is going to be the best choice for me, the best decision for me and my baby. But now they're falling into this whole entire trend of adoptions. What is it? Not, no. Mm-mm.
I mean, I could go on. Some
I'm
people
not
who
gonna.
listen to this maybe no, because I can see there's a couple people that have liked it that I know that listen to us, but
I just find that disturbing that it's people that listen to us and they would go and like something like that.
it's
You're
it,
it,
it And it
Go ahead.
gets
Sorry.
no, sorry, I'm sorry too. It like some of the stuff gets a little worse, which makes me sad. But the thing I don't like is it's like this is the kind of crap that makes it so adoptive families don't want to adopt. And it's not like that. It's not like that in all situations, okay? I'm sorry, but everybody has their own shit they've got to work through. Everybody treats people crappy at one point in their life. Everybody thinks they're, you know what I mean? And the people that don't choose to try and figure out their shit and get like make their lives happier, they stay stuck like this. And that's what makes me sad. And I get it might be for educational purposes to teach people, but it's
But
like, no,
I don't even think she started
yeah,
that way. I
no,
don't think she started that way. I really don't. I don't believe she started that way because the paragraph that you read me contradicted itself.
yeah,
That's my issue.
no, yeah,
And anyone that knows me in real life outside this, even on this podcast, because I'm the same person on this podcast I am in real life. Like there's no differentiation. Like I am who I am. It is what it is. And I don't contradict myself. What I post is what I post. What I say is what I say.
exactly.
Now I may learn and grow from what I post, what I say. I may learn like, maybe that was a little bit of messed up thinking there. Maybe I should probably be a better human being than that.
Yeah.
But I don't put it all in one post. I don't know, whatever. I mean, freedom of speech. She's allowed to post whatever she wants. I just find the contradiction very interesting.
Yeah.
Pocket does too, obviously, since she woke up and wanted to be a part of the conversation.
And all her cuteness just staring.
Just staring like what's happening.
I know.
That's
And uh, as I look more on her page, it looks like she's trying to educate, but I don't like the way that she's educating. Because there's other posts that like I clicked and it like it's
there's
and
a way to educate.
when she has to caption it, the very first thing, trigger warning, like no. Like, yeah. So I don't know. And I get exactly what you mean. Like I hate that people do. Anyway, that kind of took a turn, but that's just kind of what I was saying is like I hate that like these kinds of things they're allowed to say this, but they get really frustrated when people talk about the joy and happiness of adoption. Like,
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm trying to think of a way to say it without sounding like a completely terrible human being. I don't think no matter how I say it, it's not going to make me sound like a terrible human being. Quit making it about you and just you.
yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah,
Because my story, my adoption, and the reason why I think it's so cool, the reason why there's so much joy is it's not just about me. It's
yes,
not just about me and my story. It's not just about me and everything like in my like there are so many different pieces. And the part that yes, there were four people that chose life for me and I will forever think that's super cool, but they did that because I swear like you said God put that on their hearts and they listened. Thank you or else I would not be here. Literally would not be here.
exactly.
The choice was made by the biologicals to wait until it was quote unquote too late to do anything about it. So that's why they didn't tell anybody. They kept it a
Yeah,
secret. I
right.
know that for a fact.
Yeah,
I love that. The choice was made by one to come back to the US because it was in Germany,
hmm
come back to the US
that's right. That's right.
and
I forgot that.
give birth to me in the US. The choice was made by the biological dad to not sign papers because it was just too hard for him, but he wasn't going to stop it. I have that in writing. I don't care what anybody else tries to tell me or how they try to rewrite the history. I have the letters.
Yeah,
His writing, it is what it is.
yeah,
The choice was made by the people who were supposed to adopt me to not adopt me because they found out she was pregnant. That choice was made. That if that, God brought them that blessing. And then my parents have, I still love this information. I just found out within the last year that my parents were at the same party where they were talking about how they were to back out of the adoption. My parents knew nothing about me, nothing.
yeah,
And they made the decision to, hey, whoa,
yeah,
we'll take her, give our
yeah,
name to the lawyer because they knew the lawyer.
yeah,
The lawyer knew them, but biological didn't know anything about me. Now, on top of that, this is, there were some things that were going on within the family. And I don't want to put everything out there because that's not my story to tell. But my part in it was it created a new focus for everyone involved. And that created a new focus. And it's not saying that my three older sisters, I had someone tell me, so what, your three older sisters didn't feel valued enough? And I'm like, that's not the case. And first of all,
Oh,
those are fighting words because don't talk about my sisters. One, two, it wasn't just for me. That didn't just save my life. Me being adopted saved my life. It saved the biologicals' lives, because they were able to just like take more time in their relationship to figure out if they should be together or not. You should never get married just because you're gonna have a baby. Just
Amen.
saying. Like,
Amen.
you should not do
No.
that.
Amen.
Because it might work, it may not work. That's a gamble. Any marriage is a gamble, but
No, I agree.
but that's just my opinion. But the stuff that was happening over here, certain things that were going on for any member in my family, there have been such a, having a baby makes you refocus everything. It
Well,
makes you realize like we should do things. Maybe we should shift some things. Maybe we should try something different. Maybe we should, and that's for everybody involved.
yeah.
Everybody involved. Like my sister Brittany that lives here, my best friend growing when I was little.
Yeah.
You know, she had some stuff she had to work out.
Yeah.
And her senior year in high school, summer before senior, I think it was the summer before. I just remember that was my homie. That was my best friend. She's still, and she took it upon herself since I was a little baby. That, I mean, I was her dry run as a mom. You know, we can talk about those issues another day, because she put a bottle, just real quick, to help feed me in a way to where she didn't have to hold me the whole time. She tied the bottle, or she taped a bottle with ace bandage to my hands and had me feed myself. It's hilarious now. Obviously, I turned out okay. But she would never, she knows not to do that with her own kids. You know what I
That's
mean?
so
Like,
funny. Yeah.
but there are everyone, to have someone say that I'm not meant to be the hero in your story. It's not just about you though.
Yeah.
It's not like, and I get it,
Yeah.
you're telling from your own perspective, but the joy of adoption is everybody is the hero in some way in that story. Everybody is. Everybody plays a part of it, whether it's family member, biological, baby, friend, pastor, coworker. Everybody is a hero at some degree in that story. And that's where the joy comes from, is it's about everybody. It's not just about one person, because not one person can just, it takes everybody. It takes a village to make it work. Wow. Soapbox stepping off now.
No, that was good. I loved all of that, because I like what you've said too, is like, I know I forgot who it was, one of the articles that they had me write about my story. I told them there's always room for love. And that's what it reminds me of what you're saying. There's always room for love for all sides of it.
Yeah.
And it just makes me sad because there's got to be, like I said, like you said, I don't understand what it's like to be a birth mom.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Know.
But here's my thing. As I hear you talking about all of this and all of that with like all the different, things that go into it, I'm always going to go back to this, and you guys can hate me for it. Whether you're adopted or a biological family, you can have shitty ass parents that do horrible things. You can have people in your life. You can have cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings that can do horrible, horrible things to you, just like if you were adopted or whether or not. And I'm not taking away from any of those hard families, because that sucks. That's horrible. Nobody should ever have that in their families. But I'm so sick of how it's like, well, adoption is like, can be trafficking. Well, there's parents that completely neglect their teens, and they end up, running away, and then they get caught in that shit.
And actually
and
getting
like,
trafficked.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, don't tell me just because I'm adopted, because I love it, because it has brought my life so much joy. And I look at it as God wanted me here. And I'm not discrediting my birth mom's heartache that she had to go through, or other things she may have had to go through. I'm not discrediting that. And I'm not discrediting any of rough feelings that have come upon it. But it's like, allow me to love my story. Allow me to have joy with it. And honestly, and people, anybody who like follows me on Instagram, I'm not hardly on my stories anymore with my face, because I just got into this place where, and I need to get back to doing it more, expressing my love for adoption, because I've noticed when I do express it, those videos take off, because people want to see joy and happiness, because in the adoption world, there's so much damn negativity. So I'm like, no, I need to start sharing more that I think adoption fog is shit. I think adoption trauma is shit. I'm not saying it doesn't happen to people.
Why can't it just
But
be trauma?
yes, because everybody goes through it. Like, just
Everyone has trauma. In some way, shape, or form, everybody has trauma.
yeah.
So like
No,
that.
agreed 100%. And like, I think adoption's great. And anytime I hear somebody who's like, you know, we're looking to adopt, or, oh, I have somebody who's adopting to my family, it's just like, I always tell them how much I love it, because I do. I'm like, the joy that it's brought me, truly the joy that it has brought me. I would not have my kids. I would not have my husband. I would not have 95% of the crap that I have in my life. You know what I mean? I would have my body and everything in Colombia, whatever, working, but I know my life wouldn't be like how it is now. And I'm forever grateful for that. I'm forever grateful that God put that, like you said, impression on my parents' hearts to be like, hey, we need to do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, and you're 100% correct, because you wouldn't be who you are. You might still have some of the foundations, but like
right.
you wouldn't be who you are. I mean, I personally had someone who knows the biological side and my family literally said out of their mouths, your adoption is the best thing God could have done for you.
Oh.
And I said, hallelujah.
I love that. And you know, there's people that are going to be like, but no, I love that. I think that's awesome.
But like, and the thing is, the fact that it's somebody who knows, like, they don't know my family as well.
Yeah.
But they know the other side very well. And obviously they know me pretty well. And they've, they got to meet like my family a little bit, and like got to interact with them. And, they, at the end of the day, like there were probably some things that were said that I wasn't too fond of, which it is what it is. Freedom of speech. You're allowed to have your opinion, no matter how wrong it is. And, but at the end of the day, that statement will always resonate with me, because I completely agree.
Right.
I mean, same thing for you. Like, I'm sure, like, biological families are lovely and they're fantastic and they're wonderful in their own rights. But at the end of the day, adoption happened for a reason.
Right.
And if you look at the joyful side of it, what can go wrong? Like,
it's true. And
it's gonna work. Everything's gonna work out at some point in time. Everything's gonna work out.
Well, and me and you always talk about too, God is an adoption. And I fully believe that. And I fully believe that in my story with meeting my birth family now, because my birth mom has always been very close to God. And like, it's crazy when she placed me very close, when we found each other very close, and she acknowledges that. And I know I'm one of the few lucky adoptees that does have a letter written from their birth mom stating why I was placed. She wanted better for me. I know that. And when some people are like, well, and I'm like, I get my relationship's completely different with my birth mom than a lot of people. Right. But for me,
not all stories work out that well.
Correct. No, correct. And it's still, I haven't met them in person. So who knows? You know what I mean? Like, as we've gotten on more, there's things I've learned about siblings that are down there that I'm like, oh, gotta be wary of that. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I know that, but my love forever. And that's the other thing, is if I didn't have a good relationship, like Molly and Silva, when they came on, look at what they have seen that the joy has brought them. They now have sisters back in their lives. They love their parents so much. They are able to expand their families because they found each other, and now they have more siblings and aunts and uncles. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that can come with it. And I just don't know why people are like to be so hyper focused on the negative.
I was about to say, even if it's not like a great experience, even if things happen and like when the honeymoon ends, or if the first meeting isn't great and it's just awful.
Yeah.
You still have, like, at the end of the day, if that's the road you choose to go down, you still get to know. Like, I think Greg said it best when he said, I think you just should find out.
Yes. Yeah.
One way or another, like that way, And that's the reason why, like, anybody who tells me or who says, like, the one man that got like super aggressive that one day, I was like, no, I haven't been.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're just angry. And I don't like, I get that you're angry, but like, you need to work through that because that's going to affect the rest of your life. Like, if you're
Yeah.
holding on that much anger for one thing,
Yeah.
and that's the reason, like you said, like anyone that says all this, or they try to tell you that you're wrong, or they try to tell me that I'm wrong, it's like, no, you have trauma. And it's like,
Yeah.
please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop deflecting on me.
Yeah.
Because it's not saying that we don't have trauma, because
Right.
we do, but
Correct.
it's not, we're not labeling it.
It-
We're just saying there are some sucky things that have happened to us, and we've put in the work to be better human beings from it.
It's just like what Delancey said last week. Adoption is not our only form of identity. And it goes back to,
Not.
it ties in exactly with what she's saying. Like it's like,
And the
it's not, ugh.
it's funny too, the amount of people that if they see me with my sister Brittany, they're like, y'all are sisters. Whatever. You mean like y'all are really close friends? We're like, no, like we're legitimately, we're sisters, like not like, and then we go to the whole thing. But if I say, like, I got a phone call to my office the other day from a guy who saw me in the staff directory, and he saw my last name, called my office to go, are you kin to him? Like, said my dad's name. I was like, yeah, that's actually my dad. He goes, I knew it. You look just like him.
Oh,
Thanks. And I didn't even like, but like, I get those kind of comments like, oh, you're just like your mom. You're just like your dad. You look like your dad. You look like, you and your mom favor, like you have the same manner. Like, it's things like that that I just go, I'm not even going to correct you because thank you. That's the highest
yeah,
compliment you could ever give me. I
it's,
appreciate that.
yeah.
But like, it's things like that. And the people going, you just adapted. No, that was God. Because if you do, and like people say nature versus nurture, nature always plays a role.
Yes, agreed, 100%.
And nurture can sometimes take over. And when you have that blend, like like what you have and what I have, I think we both have a nice little blend. That's another joy right there. That we can have the joy of having two different perspectives blended to make us into one person.
Yes, yes.
Y'all
She
really need
always
to watch our
wonders
YouTube
why
channel. 'Cause
I get quotes, and like I love the videos that she does when we choose our little sneak peeks, because seriously, Delancey's always dropping bombs of words of wisdom, and she kills me
it's
because she's like, I don't remember saying that.
I will say, I don't remember saying that, but man, that was really smart. But it's, I was talking to a coworker the other day, and we were talking through some things, and it made me laugh because that person goes, man, you have a lot of life experience. And I said, yeah, you got to remember, I'm closer to 40 than not. I've seen some things I've been through. Now, some of those are my own volition, like but I think if I can go through the things that I've gone through and experience the things that I've gone through and still have joy, that strictly A, comes from God, and B, proves that you can find the joy in anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
you may have to work a little
yes,
extra hard at it, but
yeah,
that's why whenever people like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't look for the joy in adoption.
yeah. Agreed, agreed.
Like,
And because anybody, I'm sorry, but anybody that has their head on straight about it, they know that there's hardship with it. They know that, but they don't want to sit there and be like, the whole time. You know what I mean? They know that,
right.
like, again, and me being a mom and carrying my own babies and whatnot, like, I can't fathom. Like, that was one of the
Mhm.
biggest things I think that pushed me to like want to find her, to tell her thank you. I wanted to tell
That
her
part.
thank you because I'm like, I can't fathom saying, okay, now I
Right.
have to place this baby for adoption. And so for me, I'm like,
Right.
that's a huge sacrifice that she did for me. And granted, I know every situation is different. Like, the more I've learned, it's culture, and she had to hide it and those kinds of things. So people wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, like, slow down. And I mean, when I have shared about my birth mom, there's trolls on the internet that are like, well, yeah, she should have kept her legs shut. And it's like, it's not for you to judge. And it
Those
goes
people
back with
just suck,
like,
though.
and like this girl, her post, whatever, she's hurting, whatever. But it just makes me sad because it's like, I'm gonna tell you this real quick too. She kind of said something along, don't be praying for people to for a baby. Don't be praying for a baby to come fill your family. And that really pissed me off too, because I'm like, God made it so when this situation happens that babies can go to families. And I'm not taking away from the hardship from these birth moms. I'm not taking away from the hardship from these adoptive families who have maybe struggled with infertility. I'm not taking away from that. But why is it a bad thing that it can be blended? And if you listen to our episode last week with Mary Frances and how they are so spot on with everything of wanting to make sure that their baby knows that he's loved, and them being worried about it is the first step in ensuring that their kid is going to have a wonderful relationship
and
with their parents.
and how to work on it and how to make sure it happens.
Yes.
But I'm still stuck on this whole entire don't pray for who are you to tell someone how to have a conversation with God about what they think, about what they are asking for? Like,
can I read it to you? I know it's gonna
is it gonna ruin my day? Probably. Go for it.
Okay. So it just says, a family praying for a baby, for a woman to get pregnant and feel unworthy, to parent her own child, to hope she will decide strangers are better than her, to pray for a baby for someone else means we pray to inflict trauma and loss. Ouch. I know this hurts so much, but stick with me. And then she talks about how God is all in her journey, from saving her baby from like the abortion clinic to picking a family and many other sacred experiences. But I got pregnant because I was having sex without protection. I got pregnant because I was careless and didn't know my worth. But I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I don't know any adoptive parent that goes, either wakes up or before they go to bed and they pray to God and say, please pray that some 16-year-old will make a dumb decision and get pregnant so I can be a mom. Like, are you kidding me? No. Everybody I know is just like, please bless in some way that a baby will come to our family. They're not specific on those details that I hope Wanda down the street gets, you know what I mean? Because of the decisions she's making. Nobody. And if people are praying for that, that is screwed up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anybody that prays that way. So she must run with a different crowd than I do.
Okay. Obviously, I had to flip my hat around so people can see me for real.
If you're watching YouTube, you can see.
I
almost made me spit my water out.
Dying over here.
She is.
Okay. I don't know who taught her what prayer is. That's very disturbing on so many levels.
Yeah.
That she thinks that somebody would actually pray. I hope somebody feels unworthy to be a parent. I can think of people who have said prayers at some point in their life that they're like, please, God, create a situation in where these two individuals realize they are not meant to be together and that they are meant to be. Like, I know of people who've done that. Like, I get that. I understand that. I can't think of a single human being that has once ever said, gosh, I hope that person feels unworthy. Gosh, I hope that person feels unvaluable. Gosh, I hope that person makes a stupid decision. Gosh, I hope that person feels worthless and makes a stupid decision. Nobody in the right mind actually says those things or prays those things. And prayer, nobody prays to God that somebody else feels terrible about themselves. How does that even make sense? And how do you follow that up with, but God saved my baby from the abortion clinic, and then God chose a family, and then this, that, and the other, but they were obviously praying that I felt unworthy to be a parent. I don't understand that. And people can hate me for whatever I am saying right now. I do not understand the contradiction that she's relaying. I can't wrap my head around that. If this is the way she feels, I understand it, but write an article, write a blog. Don't write a long dissertation in an Instagram post, because here's the thing, they're going to stop reading after you say, don't pray for them to feel, don't go praying for them to feel worthless as a parent. So they put the child up for adoption. Don't pray for a baby. Because I know plenty of families that have prayed for a baby. However, God sees fit to bring the baby to them. I don't see a problem with that. I have prayed multiple times of God, you know my journey, you know my thoughts. I don't know that being pregnant is on the top of my to-do list because I have no desire for that. As
Yeah.
of where I stand and where I felt my whole life.
Right.
But God, help me be a mom in some way. Help me be a mother figure to somebody in some way to help pass on my knowledge and my love for you and my trust. That's not to make another parent feel unworthy. That's to supplement what they've already been taught. So for
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I just have a please tell me you're not following this person because that just okay, good. That just makes me feel a little bit better because I'd be like, I need you to go and follow. Like, not trying to tell you what to do, not trying to tell you how to live your life, but ew, ew. And but it goes back to there's freedom of speech, there's not freedom of consequences. And the consequences that you're creating with posts like that, they may not be consequences for you, but they're going to be consequences for somebody else because
Yeah.
they're going to alter their thought process based on your opinion and
Yeah.
based on your contradictory journey because they're probably not going to read the whole thing. When you showed me how long that post was, I can tell you right now, I would not have read past the 4 sentences. I have
Yeah.
no interest on Instagram to read a dissertation. Instagram to me is something with short, quick, here's the picture, here's a quick caption, done.
Yeah.
No one reads. And if they do, they must not have as busy of a schedule as I do because I don't have time for all that. And that just, I feel, I don't know, that whole thing just really.
Well, somebody shared it on their story and I clicked on it and I started reading the first little bit and then I had to click right out because I'm like, I can't do this. And so, yeah, after I read you that little passage that I read, then I read the next one and then I haven't read the rest because I'm like, I can't. Like, I can't. Like,
Why wouldn't you make that into like a YouTube video? To me, that would be more engaging and more captivating to do a YouTube video and then walk through your whole entire thought process so that you can give, I don't know, some kind of emotion. Because despite what anybody says, tone and verbiage can be very big and
yes.
they can be perceived
Yes.
differently by each reader based upon where they are in their moment of life.
Yes.
So
Amen.
obviously I'm perceiving that as yucky and I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know that I would honestly ever perceive it differently because I just feel the contradictions are just not my bag. I'm not down for contradictions.
Yeah.
If you
No.
go one way, stand by it.
Yeah.
If you feel like somebody prayed for you to feel worthless, maybe shouldn't say, maybe I misheard that. I could have misheard that. However, I don't think I did. Maybe she's not saying she was made to feel that way. She did say that she was having unprotected sex because she felt she didn't value herself or something.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Something
Right.
to that effect. I don't want to change her verbiage or anything because again, she's allowed to say and express herself however she wants. However, she needs to be willing to take on the responsibility of how she's going to affect other people's lives with the contradictory statements, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just a hick from down here in Mississippi with a business degree. What do I know?
Stop. No. And but like, I like what you're saying, and people who listen to us know that like we acknowledge it's hard. We acknowledge we're not saying it like she's not
Yeah.
valid in her feelings, but at the same time, it's like, I think
But
it
work
frustrates me
them
'cause
out.
I hate that the ugly gets so much attention versus the happy. That's really how it is. People like to see the negative. People like to see the drama, and people don't like to see the
What's
happy as much, which I don't understand.
What's messed up is she like sprinkled a little dab of happy,
Yeah.
a dab
Yeah.
of, oh, my baby was saved from the abortion clinic. My baby, they chose a family. And so I don't know.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm at that age, as I was explaining to somebody last night at the baseball game. I'm at that age where I don't have time for people who have ill intent in their heart, and they may not even realize they have ill intent in their heart.
Correct.
They may not realize that
Yeah.
what they're
Right.
doing
You're
is
right.
intentionally
Right.
hurtful to make themselves
Yeah.
feel better.
Right. Yeah.
So
I agree. And it makes me sad too when they think they're educating. It goes back to exactly what you said. Get on a video where people can see your body language and hear your voice, because words, like, it's same with like when you're texting. Sometimes people take things completely different out of context than what you meant, and then
Yep.
something goes awry and you're like, no, that's not even, you know what I
That's not
mean?
even
Like,
what I meant. Yeah, that's
yeah,
not even what I meant. Why did you take it
right.
that way? And it's because they're in a
Exactly.
crappy place in their life,
Exactly.
or maybe you meant to, it's just, oh,
Yeah. No.
that person bothers me.
Yeah, it
Again,
bothered me
they're
too.
allowed to say and do whatever they want. It's fine, freedom of speech, whatever.
Yeah.
I
It's,
just
yeah.
don't like it.
No, me neither. Anyway, on that note,
You know
should
what I
we
think is
like,
really cool? I was about to say, let me throw in one more joy real quick because we're not ending on that note. I
yeah, I was gonna
refuse.
say I don't want to
I
end on that.
refuse.
I'm glad. I'm glad. No, yeah, end it on this. Go.
Okay. I think my a joy of adoption is that when you take control of your own journey, it makes it that much better. Like
Amen.
people support you and everything like that, and people can support you all day long. But when you finally like and you could just sit there and you can observe, because like we're sponges, we take in information, we absorb it, we learn it. And however your journey goes, when you make the informed decision to get in that driver's seat yourself and
Yeah.
say and let everybody know this is where I'm at, and they say we get it, we rally behind you, we've got you. And that's when you
Yes.
can just say this. And that's honestly with anything with life, whenever you finally make the important decision to take it and
Yeah.
just run with it, it just
Yeah.
there's such a freeing feeling about that. And I feel like when you are open with your kids, it's easier for them to take that journey and that stride for themselves in their own way at the age that they're doing it. I've always championed that I'm adopted. I've always been open that I'm adopted. It's never been a secret, but it's never been like I don't put it on a t-shirt and
Right.
wear it
Right.
around all the time. I don't have it like in one of my tattoos. It's not like, on me for all my, but I love the fact that as I've gotten older, I've learned more and I've absorbed it and I've taken it on and I feel like it has helped. I don't know. It's just great. It's like, how is that not cool to like
It's so
have
cool.
to be able to and to know that even if you have relationships with other people and they say, well, we did like, we fit into your adoption story this way, so we have to be there. And for you to go, no,
Yeah.
I've learned, like, that's the joy of it, is it helps to mold who you are. It's not everything you are.
Yeah.
And it helps you to realize I have a purpose on this earth. So what am I going to do with it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
let's just be real. I respectfully, when you're adopted, you know for sure you have a purpose on this earth because you were chosen to have air in your lungs and a beat in your heart.
No, I
You
agree
know for
100%.
sure. So that's a challenge every adoptee needs to take, of how can I be better and do better and serve
Love that.
others to have inner joy. Okay, there you go.
No, I love that. And to piggyback off of that, of what she's saying, my mom actually told me that all growing up. She's like, I don't know what your purpose is going to be. She's like, but God has something in store for you to like make a
Mm-hmm.
difference. Like she always did. She just knew that. I don't know if she said that to any of the other siblings. Sorry if you're listening. That just means I'm extra special. So thanks, mom. But you know what I mean? Like, but no, like I totally get what you mean. And I love it. And it just I honestly will never fathom why people want to focus on the negative. And that's why I love focusing on the positive of it, because like it really can bring so much joy. And I love it. I'm always going to stand by it. I love adoption. I love what it can do for people. I love that it can build families. I love that it can, things can happen unexpectedly to where there's just so much with it. And I will always combat it with whether you're adopted or not, the shit can happen to you. Cause it can. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry,
It
but it can.
can.
It can.
Yeah,
And
100%.
so don't try to be like, just because I'm adopted. No, there's so much happiness that can come with it. And it's not at all me and Delancey's fault that we love our adoptions and that we champion for adoption and that we have so much
Mhm.
joy because we were adopted and that we love that we're, you know what I mean? I just could go on because it really is. It has been the biggest blessing in my life because
Mhm.
I wouldn't be sitting here doing this right now with Delancey if I wasn't adopted.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
I
See,
don't think I don't think I would like me, to be honest. I
I'm
just
with
don't think
you.
I would like me.
I'm
Like
not saying that
and
I wouldn't like you. That came out
not
wrong.
no.
I wouldn't like myself either. That's what I meant to say.
But it's like, and it's not saying, I don't know, maybe that's like, I feel like that could probably get taken incorrectly. I mean, you probably wouldn't have liked me either, but like, it's just knowing what I know and knowing everything. If adoption had not played into my life, I don't think I would have been who I am, you know, at all. Like, and not everybody likes me. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I guarantee you I'm a few people's shot of whiskey and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
it's one of
I
my
love
favorite
that.
sayings.
I'm gonna start saying that now. I'm not everybody's
That's
cup of
it.
tea, but I'm some people's shot of whiskey. I'm totally gonna start saying that. I love it.
I mean, it's because like it's true. Not everybody on the planet's gonna like you, but I
No.
guarantee you, if I went like just knowing what I know about everything,
Yeah.
and then I just know. I mean, I would rather be that. I don't have to be super popular, but I am who I am because I was adopted and I was taught by some amazing parents and some awesome sisters, and I've been given some
Yes.
pretty cool life experiences. And I would have never been anywhere. I wouldn't have my career.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have the career
Yes.
that I love
Yes.
if I wasn't
Yes.
adopted. Like
Yeah.
all of these things. And it all
Domino
started with,
domino
huh,
effect. Yeah.
we should probably place this baby for adoption. We can't do
Yeah.
this. I don't know how
Yeah.
that's how the conversation went, but
No. Yeah.
we're gonna pretend.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be where you are.
Hmm.
You wouldn't
Yeah.
be an amazing mother, an amazing wife, with the options to travel if like you can
Yeah.
and get away,
Yeah.
or have those moments where some people like I know my mom loved it when my dad traveled because she's like, "Oh, you're home," and it's like a honeymoon phase, like for a
It
couple days,
no,
because you're
it's true.
excited to see your spouse. Like
Yeah, it is.
you wouldn't have that.
Amen to that. No, it's so
So,
true. Yeah. It's as much as people are always like, oh my gosh, like it's got to be so hard that he travels. Like it is, but I feel like it's made us appreciate each other on a completely different level, if that makes
mhm.
sense. And only people can understand that have spouses that travel because it's true. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. But
Whole other
I
topic.
amen to everything that Delancey said because it's true. And we're going to stand by always that we love adoption. And
Yep.
if you don't like it, that's fine. Like she said,
That's okay.
we're not some people's cup of tea, but we sure as hell are a shot of whiskey for some people. And I love that so much.
Not everyone's cup of tea, but we're somebody's shot of whiskey. And
I love that.
that's what matters. Like, and we stay true to who we are. And I think that's why I appreciate doing this with you so much, is because
Agreed.
even if we don't agree on something,
Hmm.
we still champion for each other. We still back each
Yeah.
other up. We're still
Oh,
there for each other.
100%.
And that's just the way it works.
Hmm.
That's what friends are. That's what family is.
That's
And
what a
I mean,
relationship is. Yeah.
it's what a relationship is, which I almost think people who don't see the joys don't understand how relationships work.
Yeah.
But there's hard stuff in
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's so true.
Says the girl that's single.
Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, anything else or are we is that good? I think that's okay. No, I think that was good. Thanks for we always take it to where we I love it. I just love it so much. I think it's just so good. But you know that we love joy. And you know what else is so exciting, you guys? We're coming up on 1 year of this week of doing this
I'm
together.
so excited.
So it was just
This
so
is
crazy.
So good.
We have something huge in store for like our 1 year episode. It won't launch until the following week, but we will be doing it the day before our 1 year anniversary, which is so exciting. So I'm excited. I can't even believe it. It's crazy and it's awesome.
I
And it's
can't believe
exciting.
I can't believe
I just
this.
love it. I love
Time
it
has
so
flown
much.
by.
I know it's so true. So, okay. Well, guys, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate it. All the things. Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
like
things.
yeah, we just appreciate it and just support us as always, like you guys do, and share. What
Comment,
is it?
like, review, rate, send us
Rate.
a
Yeah, rate. I was looking
message,
for that.
something.
Exactly. All those things.
I always
So
forget about the rating thing. I'm
I
always
know
like,
that's
eh.
anyway. Okay. Until next time. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.